what is this Indian obsession with gold? दशहरा हुआ gold खरीद लो, मतलब
बर्थडे आया गोल्ड खरीद लो,
कुछ भी हो जाए गोल्ड खरीद लो,
शादी गोल्ड खरीद लो,
घर लिया गोल्ड खरीद लो.
When you think about buying gold, you always think about that, oh my god, like it's going to cost me so much to even buy like,
Correct, like
5 grams of gold.
Exactly. And then उतना देख के then you're like, उतना सा आया.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, I'm Sayali.
Hi, I'm Niyati.
And together we are FinCocktail.
And welcome to another episode of the Finance Happy Hour.
Today we are going to talk about something where my Ajji will be super proud of me. We are going to talk about gold and how you can invest in it. What is this Indian obsession with gold? दशहरा हुआ gold खरीद लो, मतलब
बर्थडे आया गोल्ड खरीद लो,
कुछ भी हो जाए gold खरीद लो,
शादी गोल्ड खरीद लो,
घर लिया gold खरीद लो. It's crazy. What is this? But I think it goes back like decades, right? Where our grandparents are just like gold.
Yeah, because I think as we know, gold has been an asset class which has been around for the longest period of time, right? Initially, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, it was about gold. There was no equity, there was no debt and bonds and FDs and all this stuff. So there was nothing else to turn to but gold.
That's true. Interesting fact, even all our currency used to be backed up by gold.
Pegged against gold. Yes.
Yeah, it used to be pegged against gold, and apparently they used to have these massive like reserves of gold.
Yeah.
They still do.
Yeah, they
but
still do.
It's far lesser than what it used to be. I just find that very intriguing. But nowadays there's a huge debate, right, where all these like youngsters who are just getting into the world of investing, they're investing in like cryptos and like directly investing in stocks and this and that, and they think that, oh, this is all snazzy and new and fun, and they think gold is like purana now.
Correct.
Like, who invests in gold? They don't wear gold jewelry, they don't want to invest in gold, they don't want to buy gold bricks or coins or whatever, and they genuinely think that this is like old thinking, like past. It's gone now.
Yeah.
So do you agree that is this an asset class which is now over?
You know, honestly, as old school as it sounds, I really don't think that gold is ever going to vanish or diminish as an asset class. And I think that everyone should have some part of gold as a part of their portfolio. You know, I'm not saying have your entire portfolio in gold. You know, I'm
like
not,
Uncle Scrooge, just
you don't have to do that. But it definitely merits a certain place in your portfolio, a certain percentage in your portfolio. And you know, nowadays there are so many different ways of investing in gold.
That's true.
So you know, you don't have to do it traditionally how our parents used to do it. कि jewelry बनवा लेते हैं, or you know, they'll probably gift you some jewelry for a particular occasion.
Correct. Or like just get you coins or bricks
or even traditionally, even if they would have saved up some amount, they would probably get something made out of it.
Correct.
You know, the generation, like you said, today's generation doesn't like wearing jewelry, especially like real gold jewelry.
Yeah.
So for them, there are enough and more options available, which we'll obviously touch upon over the course of this episode. But you know, you don't have to invest in gold in the traditional methods that they used to.
Correct.
But that doesn't mean that you avoid this asset class altogether.
I agree. Matlab, just because of the glitz and glamour of these new asset classes that are around,
gold is never going to lose its sheen.
Exactly. Don't forget the OG of, you know, sparkle.
Yeah.
I think also one more different way of thinking or school of thought that has also emerged is that is when we suggest nowadays that buying gold jewelry is not really investing in gold. That is purchasing gold. For usage, right? Because you are going to buy that jewelry and you're going to wear it.
Correct.
There is making charges, breaking charges, and unless you are like bankrupt or like really facing some dire financial crisis, you're never going to sell your jewelry. If you ask your parents ki acha I want to sell some jewelry, they'll throw one chappal at you.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but I agree when you say that investing in gold should be limited definitely to just buying a gold coin or a gold bar or buying digital gold. But it cannot mean investing in gold by making jewelry. Because jewelry is for personal consumption.
Correct.
That doesn't become your investment.
Yeah.
You know, and like you said, you're only going to ever sell it if you're in like a bad sort of financial position.
Correct.
And you don't want to think about it like that when
Yeah.
you're investing in gold.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. You have clearly invested in gold because you believe in it. What are the gold investments that you have?
You know, honestly, for me, I have a lot of gold coins, you know, smaller quantities that I buy time and again based on how much I've saved up. But also SGBs, sovereign gold bonds backed by the government, are a great way of investing in gold without actually having to purchase the gold.
Correct.
You know, physically.
Correct.
Because when we talk about purchasing gold physically, it comes with the entire baggage of where are you going to store it? You know, you might need a bank locker. It's expensive to get bank lockers these days. Sometimes bank lockers aren't even available.
I was just about to say, first of all, availability, second of all, expensive, and that's over and above your already, like, you know, the cost that you borne to purchase that gold.
Absolutely, and it's risky. You never know. Like, you know, if you're putting it in your house in one drawer, lock karke, kabhi kya ho jayega, you don't know.
That is very
So buying gold physically is a little bit of a challenge when you consider these things, and that's why I've got a part of my portfolio which also I invest in digital gold through SGBs.
nice. I like it.
So how about you? How do you typically invest in gold?
So even I'm a little similar to you. So I have a part of it as coins, like, you know, what we've gotten as gifts, or, you know, that I've purchased myself when I wanted to. And then obviously there is the digital part of it. I have a couple of SGBs, but I have an ETF as well.
Oh, nice.
Because I thought the concept was very cool. And so for those who are listening and don't know, ETFs are exchange traded funds. And these are basically another way of you investing in digital gold. It's a type of, like the name suggests, it's traded on the stock market, on an exchange. And
you can buy and sell it easily.
Yes, you can buy and sell it easily like stocks. And again, you can invest in it without having to physically buy it.
Correct.
So so I have an SGB, I have an
gold
ETF.
ETFs.
Yeah.
So a lot of people also talk these days about, especially youngsters, about digital gold. You know, I know that SGBs and ETFs are sort of investing in gold digitally only, but according to you, what does it mean to have digital gold? What are the different sort of options available when it comes to buying digital gold?
So there are a couple of fintech firms that have come up with this in the recent past, right?
Okay.
Where they say that you can invest in digital gold by just like whatever, going on their app, etc. So they essentially, so if you want to buy whatever 10,000 rupees of gold, they will then go and buy that gold and store it for you. So you just have to go on their app and purchase it. They do all the physical storing and backing up and keeping it. You can sell it whenever you want. If you want it delivered, I believe some fintech companies also give you that option where they can give it to you physically
deliver it to you
whenever you need it or want it. So it's a new way or like new form of like digitally investing in gold. But there have been some challenges where a lot of people don't trust that, you know, this company will actually go and buy that much gold for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. As long as I don't see it, touch or feel it, then I don't know whether it's actually.
This is a little bit of an Indian mentality.
Dekha nahi to pata nahi.
It's the trust factor. But I believe that all these digital gold companies do actually buy the gold and store it in a vault, and you know the vault is insured, and there are a lot of like sort of checks that go on around this. But what I really like about digital gold is that people can buy as little as 100 rupees worth of gold also. So every month, if you're able to take out even a small sort of chunk of money, you can invest it in gold. It's as easy as doing an SIP in an equity mutual fund.
Correct.
You know, I think that the option that is now available with these digital gold companies is great because it just makes it so much more convenient for people to buy gold. Because when you think about buying gold, you always think about that, oh my god, like it's going to cost me so much to even buy like 5 grams of gold.
Exactly. And then utna dekhe, then you're like, utnu sa aaya.
Yeah, exactly. So that's something that you can sort of easily avoid. You don't have to have chunky money. You can just sort of set up an SIP.
Correct.
Or set aside a certain sum of money, which could be even 100 rupees or 500 rupees a month, and invest in digital gold.
100%, and that's the new way of doing it, right? Gold is also evolving as an asset class. The ways that are available to you to invest in gold are evolving.
Yeah.
Fintech companies are taking interest. So clearly gold is not of the past. It's very much here to stay.
Absolutely. And I believe that you can even gift gold.
Yes, I
through
heard
these
this.
Apps.
Yes,
you can gift gold. Maybe you want to gift it to your sister for Rakhi.
Yes.
Or like you want to...
That seems to be most popular because I saw a few campaigns around it.
Yeah. I think it's great. I think it's amazing because, you might... It's something... It's an investment that you're making on behalf of your loved one.
Yes.
And you're gifting it to them. It's
Absolutely.
amazing. I think it's great.
I agree. I completely agree. And it's... I mean... it makes more sense to just, if you're like, living far away from home, as a lot of people travel for work and education, etc. It's such an easy way to just get some digital gold and gift it to them, so they also feel valued.
Yeah.
And it's good for their future because you're giving them an investment.
Absolutely.
Maybe even teach them that yes, you should be investing in asset classes like this.
Yeah.
So I know that we've already gone through where you invest in gold and where I invest in gold. Clearly we're fans of all different types. But if you were to suggest to somebody who's like a new investor who wants to invest in digital gold, SGBs, ETFs, like digital gold, like on an app, etc., what would you suggest?
So, like any other investment that you make, it really depends on a couple of different things. How long do you want to be invested for? What is your time horizon? Typically with gold, I always believe that the time horizon should be very, very long.
Long.
Ultra long. But realistically, if you have a very, very short time horizon for investment, then the best option is to invest it through a gold ETF. Because like you said, it can be easily traded on the exchange. Correct. You can buy and sell it whenever you like. So a gold ETF is great for a shorter term investment. And I personally really like gold, the sovereign gold bonds, which are, which are sort of released every few months by the government of India, where you can actually, you're locked in for 5 years, but you also manage to get an annual interest of 2.5%, which is paid out to you semi-annually. So if you at least have a 5-year horizon, then I think SGBs are a great sort of way to go about with it.
That's great. I agree because so it's people keep forgetting that SGBs give you that 2.5% over and above your capital appreciation, which will obviously happen for those 5 years. But yes, there is a lock-in, but it's okay. I mean, we're looking at ultra long-term 10-12 saal.
Correct.
So might as well.
Absolutely. And then again, like you said, if you're somebody who wants to invest on an ongoing basis, who wants to set aside a certain sum each month to invest, then digital gold is the best option for them. Yeah. Because, SGBs don't really have an option of an SIP. Correct. ETFs don't have an option of an SIP. With digital gold, you can set up an SIP and it can keep can be on auto mode happening every month. Correct. Without you having to sort of intervene.
I agree. There are also some micro savings apps, if I'm not wrong, where they have an option for you to even do daily investments. Yeah. Like daily SIPs or weekly SIPs, etc.
Absolutely.
So again, our best answer is depends on you, depends on what you got to do. But there's some very interesting ways to invest in gold.
Absolutely. So I know that you and me are from the same school of thought where we both like to have gold as a part of our portfolio, right? But according to you, what is that ideal percentage that gold should form in your portfolio?
So now if you look at gold's history, okay, let's say, why we come from the school of thought is because if you even just see the sheer numbers, in 2016, gold ka price was somewhere around 26,000 roughly. Now this is obviously for 10 grams of gold. And we are sitting in 2022, end of 2022. And I don't know when this episode will be released, but right now it's 2022 here. And the gold ka price has already reached somewhere around 55,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that's a decent enough return, but you don't invest in gold for the return or supernormal returns. You invest in gold for diversification. Now, what do I mean by that? When the lockdown happened, the classic example, right? When the lockdown happened in March 2020, the stock markets crashed because investors were like, bust, this is over, world is over, everybody's sitting at home, dhanda sab band hone wala hai, everybody is just going to just like, lose their jobs and like the world is ending. At that time, the moment the stock market crashed and investors were jittery, there was anxiety in the market, everybody rushed to gold. So whenever investor sentiment gets anxious, whenever investors get like stressed about there's uncertainty, gold is something that everybody rushes to because again, I think it's that core memory of kab se gold to hai, right? And it's tangible. You can tell. That
it's your fight or flight response, right?
Exactly. So everybody rushes to gold. So that's why it's a good diversification option to have in your portfolio. And now because it's a diversification option you're having, you shouldn't have too much exposure to it because it's not for returns. It's not to like beat inflation or whatever. It's a diversification backup that you're adding.
It's uncorrelated to other asset classes, so it makes sense to at least have some part of it in your portfolio.
Correct. So I would say if I were to give a number, 5 to 7%, not more than 10. 10 is like cap. But
So when you say 5 to 7 or under 10%, that is a combination of everything.
Yes.
Physical gold, digital gold.
Yes.
Together.
ऐसा नहीं कि मतलब 5% digital gold, 5%
physical,
and then 5 more of something or 5 more of jewelry. No.
Yeah.
I'm talking about all of it.
Restricting it under 10%.
Yes, because it's an asset class, right? So all of the different ways of investing in gold, that doesn't change the return that you get, or it doesn't.
Eventually you get.
Yeah, and it doesn't change the purpose it has in your portfolio.
Yeah.
All of them are going to are there for the same purpose.
Absolutely.
So anybody who is beginning to form their portfolio and is considering adding gold to it, 5 to 7%, great number. Under 10, try to cap it. So that brings us to the end of this sparkling episode. If you are a new investor, please don't just forget about gold by thinking that it's the investment of the past. It definitely is here to stay, and it merits some percentage in your portfolio depending on your needs. So consider all the different types of investments that are out there because there are so many new ones. But that's pretty much it from our end.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for our next episode because I'm going to tell you all a little bit about Sayali's blunder.